And joining me now is our old friend Sean Henry, President and Chief Security Officer of the cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. Hey, Sean, we listed some of the top concerns. You have a new report, though, from your firm, bad actors capitalizing and dominating the cloud. And we're now in the election year, of course, elections going on around the world. 55 countries, 44% of the world's population are holding elections. What does this mean? What's the potential for cyber attacks and disinformation?
Hey, Andrew, it's great to see you. And I absolutely echo the comment made by Jake there about the concerns about democracy in the elections. As you mentioned, 42% of the world's population is facing elections in 2024. In addition to the U.S., we're going to see elections in Mexico and in Indonesia and India. And we know that nation states are targeting the democratic process. We've seen it previously with both China and Russia, and we've seen in the last election cycle Iran getting into the fray. So, the ability to upend democracy, to cause divisiveness and sow division is augmented by AI. And the ability for these actors to create personas, which are then used to push disinformation and misinformation, the use of deep fakes, as you just mentioned with President Biden, the deep fake voice calls that were done last month. We saw a deep fake video in Taiwan during the Taiwanese election just last month as well, presumably by the Chinese. So this is an issue that we're very concerned about, and I think every American should be concerned about, Andrea.
And how do we defend against it?
So there's a lot that can be done. First of all, it starts with the American populace just being aware of this risk, that they've got to validate the sources of their information. Where are they coming from? When you just take a tweet or a Facebook post and just randomly push it without verifying the authenticity and the validity of the information, it really perpetuates the problem. So there's a lot that can be done there. There's a lot that companies can do to protect identities. There's a lot of phishing attacks that we see that allow actors to gain access to networks, and by ensuring that these identities are validated before they gain access to the environment is another way to help better secure the infrastructure. While we expect that we will see some targeting of the actual infrastructure, so this is the software and the hardware that's used to tally votes and transmit votes, the disruption of voting systems potentially, our system is so disparate that it is unlikely that anything would happen that would significantly change the votes. But this misinformation piece is a major concern, and the American populace needs to be aware. The government needs to be promoting this to raise that awareness, Andrea.
And in fact, I read that the magician who had been hired to do the fake robocall with the fake Joe Biden voice in New Hampshire, it took him like 20 seconds to do it, and it would just cost pennies. It's that easy, right?
Yeah, so generative AI really has lowered the bar and the barrier of entry for people to get into this space. People who have zero technical capability have the ability of AI and the user interface that they can engage in to create these deep fakes with relative ease. And it's another reason there are so many more actors that are now involved, not just nation states, because of the use of this type of tool. So it's going to be a concern going forward. The U.S. populace needs to be aware, Andrea.